Yo. Okay. Well, let's slowly start to get this show on the road. We'll wait about 30 more seconds. Alright. Well, another year, another reveal show to get some views and some follows. So, let's start going. First division we're going to look at is the NFC North. Now, this one had one team that could be changed. That was the Browns. So we'll first go through the ones that didn't change, and then the ones that changed will be last. So, the Bengals will be Rob again. Um, Joe Burrow going number one. And like I said, I didn't make rookies. Rosters aren't fully updated. But gonna have a nice duo here. Have a decent number three. Oh, fucking terrible O-line. But overall, solid D-line. Oh, sorry, I meant AFC North. Rip. Next will be the Steelers. Or Ravens. Yeah, Ravens. That'll be X-Man. Gonna bring back one of the top-rated rosters. They added, what's his name? J.K. Dobbins as a rookie. Not in the roster yet, but they added him. Be a really fun team this year. Calais Campbell, Derek Wolfe. Drafted Patrick Queen in the first. I feel like they got a safety in the draft. I can't remember who, but still have Chuck Clark. And now we'll go to the Steelers. That'll be Snake. Steelers will be bringing back Big Ben now. He won't be dead. Overall, the weapons kind of decreased, but, you know, in general, they're still pretty solid. We don't need these rosters. Players aren't fully accurate, so we're not even going to bother trying to flip through all this. Just kind of look in the stars. Yeah, nobody cares about the Ravens. And now the Browns. The Browns this year will be Jared. He will be getting the Browns back. So overall, this division did not change. Very popular, the second most requested team out of any user. So OBJ still there. Nick Chubb going to be a top running back. Myles Garrett, top edge defender. Signed Conklin in free agency. Signed Austin Hooper. So they're going to have a really solid... Who'd they get in the first round? They got what's his lineman's name? Is it Jedrick Wills? So overall, they're going to be a fun Madden team to play with. So now that it's going to have us move on to the NFC South. This one has actually two returning users, I'm sorry. We're going to start with the Falcons. The Falcons are going to be mad again. They added Todd Gurley. Other than that, I mean, Dante Fowler, they didn't add a ton of people. Hayden Hurst they swapped as they lost, what's his dick, to the Browns. Can't remember his name, but yeah. Matt will have fun with that team. Next, we will move on to the Tampa Bay Bucks. And the Buccaneers this year will be Vapo again. Adding a huge, just array of talent. Adding Tom Brady, Gronk. I guess that's pretty much it for all they added in free agency. They just kind of brought a lot of guys back. Drafting Antoine Winfield Jr., getting a steal in the draft when they're able to move up and take, Tristan Wirfs. Getting Tyler Johnson in the late round. Overall, it's going to be a really fun team to use in Madden, especially offensively. Defense needs some work, but offense not too bad. The New Orleans Saints are going to be young money this year. Changing it up. He was the Chargers last 2 years. So now we can see him bench Drew Brees in favor of Taysom Hill. No, Taysom Hill's not black, so I don't know who he's going to get at quarterback. But Saints are going to have probably a top 3 roster, either 3 or 2. I don't know for sure. They're going to be an insanely fun team. They're going to be in a little bit of cap hell. A little old, but not too bad. Young Money's going to have a nice squad here. And finally, the Carolina Panthers, this year, they are going to be Coach Smith. They're going to have no... Oh yeah, Jameis Winston. That's true. I forgot they signed Jameis. Christian McCaffrey is going to be one of the best running back, obviously, in the game. Best dual threat. He's going to just be great damn near everything. His catching is 85, is it? 87, with an 84 catch in traffic. So he's as good of any other receiver out there. So you have 4 solid receivers, because in free agency they brought in Robbie Anderson. So DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, Curtis Samuel, and Christian McCaffrey. It's 4 great options out there. What was next? Ooh, the AFC East. We're going to start with the Jets, because that is Kia again. Jets, they really didn't add in much in free agency, Pierre Desir. But in the first round, they drafted Mekhi Becton. Second round, they got that receiver from Baylor, the Denzel Mims, I think. That's who they got. But overall, Kia stay in the Jets. Next, we are going to go to the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots this year will be Schley. Schley is taking over the Patriots. Losing Tom Brady. Losing Gronk. I mean, Gronk was already gone, but you lose Gronk for sure now. They are the oldest team in the NFL. Offense, I think they average like 20. They're average 29 years old on the roster, so a very old roster. You have a nice young interior O-line. But overall, you just look at all these. Gostowski's gone, and you have a racist kicker now, so yay. The Buffalo Bills this year. The Bills are going to be Shokan. So the Bills are going to have Josh Allen at quarterback. They also drafted, what was his nuts? Jake Fromm. Traded for Stephon Diggs. Good safety duo. Decent O-line. They're decent all around. They don't really have many elite players other than, these 2 guys here. Not many stars. They have a few good players, but overall they're just solid. You see here a lot of starter caliber rated players. So, Shokan gets the Bills. Oh, God. I didn't even think about this till really now. The Miami Dolphins this year are Shiloh. Shiloh gets 2 firsts, 2 seconds for his first draft. He gets an okay defense, some decently rated players. He gets Tua Tagovailoa, some DNs. Then that aren't great, but, you know, Shaq Lawson's serviceable, Emmanuel Ogbah. I don't know if Taco Charlton's still on their team. I know they got him. He's probably not on their team, but either way, those two are decent enough. So Shiloh will be taking over the Dolphins. Next, we're going over the AFC South. Wheezy is still the Texans. Minus, what's his nuts? I didn't edit the ratings, Rob, on the rookies. Minus, what's his nuts? I'm forgetting his, DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah. Yeah, Jets, they really don't do anything ever. Joe, who is he? I don't remember who you are. Like, I know your YouTube name, but I don't remember what your like Discord name is. Oh, Mike, that's right. Mike, you are Shiloh. Yeah, but Wheezy gets a team with no first or second round pick this year, a terrible O-line. He's got a bunch of receivers, though, if we just look at them quick. Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller, Kenny Stills, Randall Cobb, Kiki QT. So he's got a ton of receivers, and a good quarterback, but nothing else. Yeah, you are Shiloh. I don't remember who Joe is. In sync with the infinite tundra. Okay. So now we're going to go on to the Colts. The Colts this year are going to be Relic, aka Cop Killer. He's going to inherit the best O-line probably in Madden. Braden Smith. No one's rated under... Oh, there's one person under an 82. They're going to have one of the best linemen, Quentin Nelson. Now they added DeForest Buckner, Darius Leonard. You know, they have Phillip Rivers for a one-year player, so that's not terrible. Jonathan Taylor's a rookie. He's going to be a beast in this system here in Madden behind that line. Still have Marlon Mack. So, not too bad. The Tennessee Titans this year are going to be Easy Bake. Easy Bake gets Derrick Henry, one of the top running backs in the game, Kevin Byard, a pretty good O-line, pretty decent team overall, but the only bad part to this Titans team is they're going to have a ton of money invested in Ryan Tannehill, who is not very good. 7 or 8 games of good to great play does not mean you're a great player. It means you just had a really good run. You look at his playoff games, he was terrible. So, Titans are going to Easy Bake. The Jaguars, rip Wookie. They're not going to Wookie. They are going to the return of Bayou. He is coming back. He's going to get a team with 2 first-round picks. Yannick Ngakoue is most likely done. Oh, that's right, you are. Ah. Well, welcome in. Yannick is going to get traded, so whatever he'll get for Yannick. Miles Jack. Not Miles Jack. What's his nuts? I think I already removed him from the roster. Telvin Smith. So, yeah, he's not there. Josh Allen. They might trade Fournette, so you might be down Fournette and Ngakoue, but you're going to have a ton of picks. This is going to be a really good rebuild. This was one of the teams I was really considering. So, yeah, that is the AFC South. Now we are going on to the NFC East. We're going to start with the Eagles. Bobby is taking the Eagles. Going to have a really good O-line again. Really good tight end duo. Good quarterback, finally, because Madden never rates him good. Now they have a ton of new weapons. Deshaun Jackson still here. Whiteside, Alshon Jeffrey, but then they drafted that first-round receiver. Is it Rager something? Keelan, maybe? I don't remember his name. From TCU. Then they sat there and traded for Marquise Goodwin, drafted another receiver too. So, ton of weapons that he's going to have to learn how to fit in. Lack of a running back. Carson Wentz is definitely not overrated or trash. If you think he's overrated and trash, you got to start watching football, man. Yeah, there it is, Jalen Rager. There we go. But yeah, Bobby is taking the Eagles. Now we're going to the Redskins. Schley left them. They're now getting assigned to Waffles, who is a Redskins fan. You're not going to have Trent Williams, but they're still going to have a decent O-line. Eric Ebron's on the Steelers, so ignore him. Going to have a few decent people. He's not on the bench. He played like 14 or 15 games this year. I don't think Darby's on their team either. But AP, Terry McLaurin, Terry McLaurin's going to be a really young receiver to build around. So, I almost put him as the Browns for you, Rob. But he is taking over the Redskins. The New York Giants this year are going to be in the control of Playa. Playa taken one of the toughest rebuilds. He's going to have a all-around stud running back in Saquon Barkley. A few decent pieces on the O-line now. Andrew Thomas, Will Hernandez, Kevin Zeitler, Nate Solder. Signed Bradbury, going to have a really athletic, fast tight end. Decent safety. A few receivers. Good run defense. But overall, it's going to be a tough team to build up. Hey, there you go. I'm glad you like it, Bayou. Now, the Dallas Cowboys this year. This is going to be the toughest division in the league. The Cowboys will be Emmitt Smith. He is coming back. The Cowboys are getting their user back. Gonna still have a really good roster. Tyron Smith, Lyle Collins, Zach Martin. They drafted Tyler Biadasz. Vander Esch still. Dak is still good. They added Gerald McCoy. Their secondary's not as good, but we all know Jordan Lewis is going to become a 99 overall anyways. So Emmitt is back. I think we've mentioned it before, but if you didn't know, Emmitt is back, and he will be a co-pilot again. So Emmitt's back. Alright, now we're on to the NFC North. Now this team has one returning user. Bears is still going to be Mukau. Finally going to get Nick Foles, the quarterback he's been looking for. Still going to have Tariq Cohen. Alshon Robinson's really good. Eddie Jackson's still solid. Akeem Hicks still really good. Khalil Mack, elite. One of the best players in the league still. James Daniels, a really good young guard. Kyle Fuller, still pretty good. Trey Burton, they probably are going to actually get rid of him, I think. Didn't I say Allen Robinson? What did I say? Huh. Oh well. Robert Quinn's going to give a nice, solid second pass rusher out there. Still, decent O-line. You look at the Bears O-line, they're going to have a solid starting left tackle. Oh, is he really? Huh. I thought they cut Trey Burton. That's where it came from. Oh, it's right. Jimmy Graham's bum ass. And they have 10 other... I'm sorry, they have 10 tight ends. So, it's tough to remember which one's on their team. They drafted that one dude from Stanford. I think that's where he was from, right? Oh, no, it was Notre Dame, Cole Kmet. Yeah. 11 tight ends. There we go. So, Jake, you could just run that... you can run some 13, run some 3 tight end stuff. The Minnesota Vikings this year are going to the other Brandon, not Hitler, Brandman. They're going to be pretty solid in Madden. Delvin Cook's really good. Injury prone a little bit. Thielen, Harrison Smith's still good. He's up there in age. Daniil Hunter's, he might be one of the best players in this game, coming up here. So, hey, what up, man? Still, Michael Pierce, they brought him in. Eric Kendricks, really good linebacker. Kyle Rudolph's still serviceable. Kirk Cousins, decent. Now, he's got a new contract, so rip moving off him after a year. Yeah, man, there's 2 Brandons. You didn't know that? The guy who he's named Ben Simmons right now. Oh, surprise not Nick. Well, hey, you'll be surprised later, I guess. Vikings weren't even on his list. Vikings, surprisingly, a requested team. I guess not surprisingly. Delvin Cook, all that. I'm Hitler. um, okay, now we're going to go to the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions this year are going to be Big Tuna, switching over from the Raiders. They did get rid of Diggs. Trey Flowers still really good. Matt Stafford's really good in Matt. I've tested him out a little bit because I was debating the Lions early on. He's really good. Frank Ragnow, really good center. Kenny Golladay, good receiver. They have Jeff Okudah now. He's going to be a really good corner. They added DeAndre Swift. Tony, we're going to have to talk about Danny Amendola, though. And now the Green Bay Packers this year is going to be me. I am taking over the Packers. Wanted to be in the last two Maddens. Just didn't work out, but now it fits. Hated their draft, so I'm going to make sure Aaron Rodgers gets himself some help. We won't win a Super Bowl. We'll choke every year. We'll go 14-2 and lose in the first round. But that's going to be my guy. Going to have a good roster. Really good roster. Aaron Jones is on the block. I'm going to trade him away, so if you guys want Aaron Jones, slide into the DMs. He's gone. But yeah, it'll be a fun team. So now we're moving on to the NFC West. Sorry. The NFC West has no returning users. So we're going to say one returning user-ish. The Arizona Cardinals are going to be by the sort of returning user. That's going to be Tolgs. Tolgs is going to get this is the most requested team. Oh, no, they're not. The Chiefs were. One of the most requested teams. Now that they have Hopkins, you have Chandler Jones, Pat Pete, Buddha. They brought back Marcus Gilbert, which was nice. Max Williams. They still have Kyler Murray, who's have Rookie of the Year, really fast, really athletic. It's not going to matter. He's going to play like Tom fucking Brady if we don't use abilities, because Escape Artist makes, you took Escape Artist off Lamar, he plays like a bum. So, GG Madden. The Los Angeles Rams, no longer needing to be rebuilt because Wonka's gone, are going to be Proto right now. Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, still going to be really solid. Now, you lose out on your first-round pick this year, but you might be a little cap-strapped as well. You lose out on a couple guys, Dante Fowler, Brandon Cooks, but overall still a really nice roster. And you move into your new stadium. The 49ers this year are going to be Narwhal, so he gets to take another elite team and destroy them. JK, love you, Narwhal. Kittle, probably going to go up to a 97 overall. Richard Sherman, Joe Staley's gone, but they have Trent Williams, Nick Bosa, Kyle Check, Mike McGlinchey. Still a really good tackle. They're going to have a really good tackle duo. Really good D-line, especially now that they drafted Javon Kinlaw. They added, what's Ayuk? What's his first name? The receiver that they just... Is it Brandon Ayuk? But they drafted that dude out of Arizona State in the first round. Still have Deebo Samuel. Marquise Goodwin's gone. So, 49ers, they're going to be one of the top teams. They were one of the most requested teams as well. The Seattle Seahawks this year are going to be... I'm so sorry, Russell Wilson. It's going to be Manny. So, he gets to kill your career. I am sorry. Still have Bobby Wagner, Tyler Lockett. Their O-line's horrible. Some good DBs. Trey Flowers, Quentin Dunbar, Quandre Diggs, Bradley McDougald? Yeah, Dugald. There we go. I said it right. DK Metcalf. So, there's some nice pieces on it, but no O-line. So, nice. And last but not least, the AFC West. One returning sort of user. The Broncos are going to be Widge. He was the Broncos in the past. But overall, no users from last year. Really loved their draft. They drafted so many nice receivers. That offense is going to be so fun with Drew Lock, Melvin Gordon, Philip Lindsay, Noah Fant, and those receivers they got. So, really like their draft. They brought in A.J. Boye. So, overall, Bradley Chubb's going to be back this year after his injury. So, and they improved their O-line. They brought in Glasgow, and so it's going to be a nice team for Widge to use. And he's a Broncos fan. The LA Chargers are going to be rounder. Gets one of the best uniforms, new uniforms out there. Still have both, so they have the best secondary in the game. Chris Harris, Derwin, Desmond, Casey Hayward. They have Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa. Keenan Allen's really solid. Hunter Henry's good, but he's made of glass. They improved their O-line. You downgrade a little bit at running back, but overall it's a really solid roster. The Las Vegas Raiders are going to be Nick. The Raiders had a really nice offseason. This was one of my top teams here that I was even considering myself. Solid O-line, good young running back, few decent safeties, Darren Waller. You still have Derek Carr, who's solid. So they got, what's his name in the draft? Henry Ruggs. Added some more speed as well at receiver. Not too bad. Now, last but not least, the Chiefs. The Chiefs this year are only person left, Wonka. So he is getting the Chiefs. He will ruin Patrick Mahomes' career. The Chiefs, after winning the Super Bowl, Wonka will need to rebuild the Chiefs, just a heads up. Just as he had to rebuild the Rams. Got Mahomes, Kelsey, Chris Jones, Tyrann Mathieu, Tyreek Hill, Mitchell Schwartz. Those are all really top-end, elite type of players. Frank Clark's solid, and they're old. After that, they're really top-heavy, and they have a few solid starters, but then they kind of drop off. So, let's see if Wonka can do it with them and keep them going. Those are the teams. I'll post the list here briefly. Feel free to trade teams if you really need. DM me if you're, wanting to switch teams. It just has to get confirmed by me. Other than that, let's get rolling. Start negotiating trades.